What if you did talk to that girl from school? What if when you saw her in the hallway, you didn't just cross her eyes and leave? What if you approached her, talked to her? You could have gotten a smile from her. You could have met her at a party. You could have fallen in love. You could have spent the rest of your lives together, through hardships and sorrow, through beauty and laughter. Instead, you just ran away, scared of a no, scared of failure. Even then, even if the response would have been negative, something positive could have come out of it. You would have found out that you weren't good enough. You could have been more fit. You could have been more eloquent, confident. You were not. And that's why you failed. You were simply deemed unworthy of passing on your genes, and by none other than the natural judge of worth, women, who have always been the guardians of the gene pool, wanting the best for our future, always choosing the best option, the best men. But the best men have always been few and far between, so better men have always had more options. Kings had multiple wives, as did emperors, pharaohs, shoguns. The top of the food chain has always been able to feast, while the bottom had to live in constant fear of not being able to eat the next day. But sometimes, once in a few generations, there would be a crack. Chaos would disturb the working machine that had been created. A war, a revolution, a dead royal. Something would happen and opportunity would arise. If you were part of the lower class, your only way out of poverty was created in times of war, when you could literally kill your way to the top. If you could be that fighter, that warrior, that knight who could destroy the perpetrators of your leaders, then you would get rewarded for your efforts. But now the world has shifted. There is no more knighthood. There are no wars to be fought for greatness. But we still wage wars, a different kind of fight. The one represented in paintings of the Dark Ages when knights were fighting dragons and monsters. The fight within yourself. A fight that, with the advent of the new technologies, has become harder and will only get harder. Yet that's what makes it worth conquering. Throughout history, there have been many who've seen the beauty of what they can become, the achievements they could have brought to their lineage. The Kennedys, for example. Having been one of the great American dynasties, who have been among the elites for the past 2 centuries with potentially another presidency to their name, even for a legacy as big as theirs, one man had to shift the destiny of his family. He had to succeed and make it so his successors could do the same. Hell, one of them died because he fought for what he believed in. So how could you do the same? I believe there is something every great man has, regardless of what he's great at. They run against fear, against what's hard. They don't settle for normal, they want exceptional. It's not as if they don't feel the same way. It's been just as, if not even harder for them. But they persevered, went through the struggle, the challenges of life, and came out successful. What would your life look like if you did the same? If you took that fighting class, if you talked to that girl, if you stuck to the gym, if you actually tried? Could you have had the body your ancestors would be proud of? Could you have had the girl who was going to make you happy? Could you have had the respect of your peers instead of their quiet disapproval? Could you still get everything? You know, the world used to be different. There used to be a thought, a way of life, lost with time. The idea that life isn't about happiness, not about pride, not about feelings, not even about yourself. It used to be about lineage, about your own kin, how you and your bloodline could prove yourselves to the rest of the world. The lineage of the kings, the blood of the lords had so much significance to people that it was categorized as a different kind. It used to be about glory, fighting in wars to bring esteem to your house. And the ones who succeeded those intents had to first fight wars deep within themselves before facing the outside world. Wars that have since been represented by the creative spirit of the human race in paintings and legends about great monsters, defeated by even greater warriors, like Perseus fighting the Kraken on his winged horse, or the knight slaying the dragon. And every single thing in those stories symbolizes something. The dragon terrorizing the village, for example, symbolizes the fear of the unknown, raining terror on the village, then going back to its nest full of gold and riches, which stands for everything you could get once that fear is faced and defeated. More often than not, the knight who eventually slays the beast uses something like a magic sword, blessed with the power of the sun so that the beast originated in the darkness, the unknown, could be slayed. And there's only one man who can stop the beast from completely destroying everything the village stands for. Are you going to slay the dragon and steal the gold from its nest? Will you battle your fears, your anger, your boredom to become what you could be?